People are really pissed off at Mark Cuban over the Voyager crypto bankruptcy. So, Dallas Mavericks fans are getting burned by the bankruptcy of ill fated crypto brokerage Voyager Digital, and they're lashing out the NBA team's owner, Mark Cuban, for luring them to invest in the company. Voyager declared Chapter 11 late Tuesday, citing chaos in the crypto markets. The major crypto player had paid high interest rates on crypto deposits and got crunched as it sought to lend out tokens at even higher rates. Most account holders will be hard pressed to get back their money, according to reports. Oh my god, this is going to get so bloody. Oh my god. Wow. Okay, so this is going to get this is way worse than I like first initially thought, because the way that a lot of these brokerages are like set up is that like all the money that you basically put in there to buy these cryptos basically isn't yours, right? It's not like a thing where like you basically have like a a wallet where like you go buy Bitcoin and you put it onto your hardware wallet and you have that Bitcoin like you have cash in your wallet, right? Like there's gonna be so many people financially brutalized by this. Like this is horrendous. Shame on Mark for partnering with them. One Mavericks fan posted on Reddit referring to the team's billionaire owner and longtime Shark Tank investor. Thank you, Mr. Cuban, getting your fans to trust unstable exchanges. Brilliant, another user fumed sarcastically. Another Cuban special, a third wrote. Whew. Cuban didn't immediately respond to questions from the Post on Wednesday, including whether the Mavs are now a Voyager creditor with claims in bankruptcy court. The Mavericks on October 28th of last year announced a 5-year partnership with Voyager, giving fans a $100 reward to trade crypto on Voyager for a limited time if they deposited $100 and traded just $10. At the time, Cuban said the Voyager partnership would make cryptocurrency more accessible. We're going to come up with new ways to introduce Mavs fans to cryptocurrency and help them understand it, Cuban said at the time. You know, there's a lot of hype, there's a lot of discussion, but most people don't understand the fundamentals behind it. Cuban had even staged a press conference that day with Voyager CEO Steve Ehrlich, where newly signed New York Nick Jalen Brunson, then a Maverick, asked, "If this is my first time getting into crypto, what are some key things I need to know?" Yeah, you're spending your money, so always be careful, Cuban responded at the time. But the other thing, look, there's investments. Things like Shiba Inu, Dogecoin, those aren't investments. But Voyager, this is a good way to learn, and it's something you can do on your smartphone. You can start getting into this and saving your money, and that's just a unique opportunity. Wow. Uh, the sad reality of this, if you are interested in like getting into crypto, right? Like really go for like the major ones, right? Like, you know, maybe Coinbase, right? Maybe even Robinhood, right? But the reality, right? Like if you really want to get into crypto, like I mean, like for like small amounts of money, doing like a brokerage like Coinbase or something is fine. But if you're like wanting to put like a lot of money into it, you need to own it like you own cash, right? You need to learn about like a hardware wallet. You need to learn how to buy cryptocurrencies on an exchange and then putting it onto your wallet, because then that's your money that you could carry around or you could put into a safety deposit box like it's actual like it's like an actual asset that you completely own. Because the problem with all these brokerages is that it's really no different than a stock market account. Now, the only difference is that stock market accounts tend to have a lot more restrictions, and these crypto brokerages are not really regulated. So you gotta be really, really careful. And I just wonder, like, how many people have lost so much amount of money now. So Voyager stock rose 9.5% on October 28th to around $17 per share. On Wednesday, it was trading at 26 cents. Oh my god. Oh my god. So at the time of this recording, it is Wednesday. So you're telling me that it's now 26 cents? If people bought this at like around this price point and now it's 26 cents and they're basically forced to sell potentially, oh, we're talking like people who like put like millions of dollars or hundreds of thousands of dollars basically losing everything. Like that is so horrible. Like that is so horrible. This is why you really don't want to get involved in like risky bets basically. Large crypto exchanges binged on sponsorship deals in 2021 in an effort to woo sports fans, many of whom were flush with cash in a tight labor market. Fresh on the heels of generous government stimulus from the pandemic, now as the Post reported exclusively, crypto firms are ditching sports deals. These struggles with crypto sponsors will lead all clubs to re examine their sponsors' risk profiles, particularly for new industry categories, Rick Allen, CEO of sports streaming consultant from ViewLift, told the Post. I'd expect teams and leagues to recheck their deals, especially for sponsors in cryptocurrencies. Gambling, NFTs, and other new categories where the lack of actual loss data made risk underwriting more speculative, Allen added. In a Fortune article just last month, Cuban said there will be winners and losers in crypto. In stocks and crypto, you will see companies that were sustained by cheap, easy money, but didn't have valid business prospects will disappear. Cuban said, like Warren Buffett says, when the tide goes out, you get to see who is swimming naked. So let's get into the comments. Cuban said the Voyager partnership would make cryptocurrency more accessible. Then he said, to take your money away from you. Yeah, fake money. What did you think would happen? Mark Cuban is the most overrated business person ever. He is a computer nerd who got rich off IT and he thinks he knows everything about everything. If someone else is dumb enough to buy your lemonade stand for 1 million, that doesn't make you smart. Case in point, Mark Cuban. Commie Cuban. Oh well, you can't win them all. Ha 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 ha. If he took me for my life savings, ooh, this is a really dark comment. Wow, this is a really dark comment. The thing is, though, right? This comment, even though it is extremely dark, and I would hope no one would actually want to do that, the reality is, because of how big of a fan base that Mark Cuban does have, how much influence he does have, there probably is 1% of 1% of people that have been probably gotten their whole life savings taken away from them through this, and they might try to do something. Now, the thing is, because Mark Cuban is a billionaire and has probably extremely good security, he probably doesn't have to really worry about anything. But let's just say that there's probably more people that think like this one individual, which is sad to see because you don't want to see someone potentially harm someone. But wow, the thing is, like, once you start like messing with people's like life savings, like everything that they worked for, that gets into like really dangerous territories, right? Because it's like to put into perspective, right? It's vastly different if you were to like sell a product, people buy it and they just don't like your product. Okay? That's completely different than you basically convincing people to put their whole life savings, potentially hundreds of thousands of dollars of the retirement fund and et cetera, et cetera, et cetera, into something that you basically convinced them was a smart or smarter financial decision. Like that gets into like a really dark situation and yeah, very, very, very risky situation. That being said, if you want to learn how to get out of debt and master your money, go check out 40inbox.com or learn how to get out of debt down below in the description. Because the reality is that if you're out of debt and you got an emergency fund and you got money automatically going towards your retirement, even if you were to have fallen for something like this, you would still be financially okay. Not great, but okay. Because you would still be out of debt, you'd still have an emergency fund, and you still would have basically had money going towards your retirement. Because the way that we help people like with their finances is to get them out of debt, get them into a very safe financial position, and automate as much things as possible so that you could really focus on like living your life and not really focusing on like let me get into this investment, let me get into this investment, oh that investment looks nice, let me try to make like 100x returns over here. Like that's all very very risky stuff that you should not be doing, right? Just be consistent and you'll be fine. And also personally, being debt free, I like waking up knowing that I don't have like crazy bills that I gotta pay or else. Like it's really nice feeling debt free. So if you want to learn how I got debt free, go down below.